Hello everyone and welcome to Wrestling Showdown right here on the W3L network. What a weekend this has been. We were up in Elgin last night. Today we're in Dalkeith for our Fight for Life event, so we raise money for the Samaritans, and of course we dedicate the show to the memory of the late Edward Harris. You know that all the titles are on the line, and if you're going along, I'm sure you're going to have a great time. It'll promise to be an amazing event, and we will be telling you just how much money we've raised for the Samaritans just as soon as we've got it counted. So make sure you join us here on the W3L network, and of course on all of our social media platforms as well, and you'll find out. Speaking of social media, well, as you know, at the end of this month we have two live events. We have one on Wrestling Day, that's December 27th, and one the following day, December 28th. Kinghorn and Broxburn respectively. Johnny Storm, former W3L Tag Team Champion, British wrestling legend that he is coming back to the Worldwide Wrestling League. Who's he going to face? Well, again, if you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, yada yada yada, you might well find out sometime in the coming week. So stay tuned for that. More news about those live events at the end of this month coming up right here on Showdown and all of our social media platforms in the coming weeks, so don't miss out. Now, before we get to that, let's go down to the ring for some wrestling action. That's where you've come along, right? This week, we see the very good Mr. Euan Mackie taking on Liu King Sharp. Two men who you might argue are very similar and also pretty different as well. It's a match that Mackie's wanted for a long time. I'm sure Joe Fordyce will fill you in with the whys and wherefores. But this is one that looks pretty intriguing. So let's not delay. Let's get down to ringside as Liu King Sharp takes on the very good Mr. Euan Mackie.
Ladies and gentlemen, this will be a singles contest scheduled for 1 fall. Introducing first of all from Castle Mackie, and weighing 160 pounds, this is the very good Mr. Euan Mackie. And introducing his opponent, he's from City, Glasgow, weighing in at 8.5 stone, Liu King Sharp!
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Fordyce here with you on Wrestling Showdown, and we've got a match between the very good Mr. Euan Mackie taking on Liu King Sharp in the black t-shirt. Well, Liu King Sharp cheerleading, and the audience happy to join in with his opinions on Mackie. This is quite an intriguing match for a lot of people. If you follow the very good Mr. Euan Mackie on social medias, here he is arguing with a fan at ringside on things like look out of hand, the referee diving in very wisely too, and even Sharp coming out. So this all stems from many years ago when the very good Mr. Euan Mackie made his wrestling debut way back in 2007. I will try and keep this succinct, ladies and gentlemen, but basically when Mackie started out, he was pretty popular. The fans loved him. He was very entertaining, he was bright, he was colourful, he was one of the best high flyers in Scottish wrestling at the time. He was very entertaining, so much so he was often known as the Entertainer. However, many people involved in wrestling said that he was never going to make it. He was too short to be a star, that he wasn't what a wrestler should look like. He was too colourful, too entertaining. That his comedies, Sharp slaps the referee across the buttocks there, that his comedy that he often put in the matches, the fact he was so entertaining, that's not what fans wanted. That was what being a real wrestler was like. And lots of companies decided that they wouldn't use the very good Mr. Euan Mackie simply because of that. And it has to be said, that was predominantly through the west of Scotland, whereas of course W3L management had much more foresight and were, dare I say, a bit wiser, and they kept Mackie around, and he's been with the promotion on and off since that time. So fast forward to just what was a couple of years ago, and along comes Liu King Sharp. Now he, I mean, as you can already tell, not the tallest man in the world. He and Mackie are virtually equal height-wise. He's very athletic, he's brightly attired, I mean, certainly through in other promotions, he's not always very popular. Sometimes you could argue his ego gets the better of him, but the fans in W3L like him, and he tends to abide by the rules while he's here. But he's quite entertaining. If you've seen him wrestle, he as often does some sort of silly things, can be quite comedic, you can get a good laugh at him, or indeed just say laugh with him as the case may be. But he's entertaining. So he's in some ways doing the stuff that Mackie was doing way back when he started out. However, this time round, promotions all across Scotland like what he's doing. They think Sharp is one of the best out there. They endorse what he does. They have him on as many of their shows as possible. And again, I'm talking predominantly about the west of Scotland here. They like Looking Sharp. They encourage him. They like the fact he can be quite funny. They like the fact he's brightly coloured and he's got abilities and what have you. All the things that they said they disliked about Mackie, they like about Looking Sharp. And as you can imagine, that has driven Mackie insane. He is so annoyed. He dislikes the wrestling industry at the best of times, even more so now. And that shovel that he brings, that is to basically indicate to everybody that he, or certainly Mackie, feels that he gets buried by the wrestling business. And he dislikes the fact that Looking Sharp has come along doing what Mackie feels essentially his shtick, his routine from years ago. And people lap it up and tell him how great it is and how much they love it, whereas they were completely the opposite with Mackie. Now, it has to be said, I don't think Mackie actually dislikes Looking Sharp personally. It's more what he represents, what he stands for. As Mackie goes face first there, and then comes Looking Sharp with a dropkick right in the face. So Mackie sees this match, this opportunity to beat Looking Sharp, although easier said than done the way things are going, as a way to stick it to Scottish wrestling to prove he was right all along. So certainly this is a match Mackie's been wanting for a long time. He's been looking forward to. Looking Sharp with a interesting cover. Mackie's going to have to wash his mouth out after that one, I think. So a lot of history to this, a lot of backstory. Sharp, let's not knock his ability. I mean, it's not his fault if he's becoming popular, as he gets sort of face first there. Of course he wants to wrestle everywhere. And if he wasn't talented, if he didn't have any actual wrestling ability or any potential, he wouldn't wrestle all over Scotland. He wouldn't be competing regularly in England. He wouldn't have won a title over in Denmark as he did not too long ago. So you can't blame him for the wrestling business endorsing him. But of course Mackie sees it differently, but then I often think Mackie's vision is skewed in a different way. He looks at things in a different way to everybody else. I think he sees Sharp as a means to an end. Tends to become a victim here this week on Showdown. There's Mackie just biting on his hand. The referee not really paying attention to it. Certainly he's checking on Sharp, making sure he's not going to submit. I think Sharp's trying to tell him that he's being gnawed on. You see he just retaliates a couple of punches, wisely too. I mean, there's very little he can do from that position. Trying to break the grip from Mackie, break away from him. And he gets cut down with that clothesline. Don't be fooled. Neither of these men may be especially tall. They may not be built like Adonis's, maybe like 7 feet tall with massive muscles, but Mackie, he does a lot of pole fitness. I think I mentioned before. He's got a lot of strength in his body, particularly in his core, as he's now taking Sharp around the building and ran him into that sort of wooden barrier that's part of the staging area. It's a little wall. Face first into a chair. See a bunch of fans have scurried away so they get caught in the crossfire. Now back in the ring, because that's the only way you can win is by in the ring. But Sharp fighting back. This is what's led to success. Like, he's tenacious, much like Johnny Lyons. He's not going to give up without a fight. He's going to fire back at Mackie. Everything I said about Mackie's dislike of Looking Sharp and what it represents, it's all really one-sided as Sharp gets hit with that leg lariat. And wait a minute, Mackie's going for a cover. Could wrap this one up here. Sharp just sees Mackie as another opponent. He knows he's been around, he knows who he is, knows what he can do, but he doesn't dislike Mackie because it's something that he feels Mackie represents. It's all kind of one-sided, and again, it's the twisted viewpoint of the very good Mr. Euan G. Mackie. Sometimes it comes across like he's in an echo chamber. The only person's opinions that he listens to are his own. Sharp with that lovely drop kick. Avoided getting his fingers stomped on. Kicks Mackie in the face. After applying that 10 count. This is arguably a bit of a dream match in many respects. Be a nightmare for somebody, I'm sure. Sharp hasn't moved. Mackie's crawled away to create distance between them wisely. So that means that, of course, that Sharp has to take a bit of time to crawl over to him. Mackie's now up. Used the rope to pull himself to his feet. Sharp gets up, gets a bit ahead of steam, and runs right into Mackie. Unable to move, and again. 3 times now Looking Sharp has crashed at the very good Mr. Euan Mackie. Hang on. Oh wait, Sharp. German suplex. I think Mackie was going to cut him off, but Sharp ducked him behind him and dumped him over his shoulders. And nearly gets it. Mackie flying that German suplex. Mackie back in the corner using the ropes to hold himself up. There's a nice uppercut there. Of course, we've seen Sharp challenging for the Wrestling Showdown Championship in the past. She'd like to do that again. Mackie vaults onto the ring apron. Greets Sharp with that back elbow. And Sharp's grabbed him. Hang on for a couple of shots. Mackie with a knee lift. Scott Holden, what's going to go for here? Oh my god! He just broke the ring! Mackie just DDT'd Looking Sharp on the ring apron, and the rope has broken. That metal turnbuckle hook that connects the pad to the ring post has snapped. Sharp went head first. He's fallen at the first thing. He may have broken his neck. Looking Sharp may have broken his neck. Mackie drove him down with such force that the ring has broken. Mackie now wearing Sharp's headband, showing absolutely no concern whatsoever. The referee counting. Well, it's hardly a surprise he ended that one. Sharp, I think it's just more a spasm than anything else. Looking Sharp got DDT'd head first on the hardest part of the ring. You can argue the pinfall's academic. Sharp's moving, so that's a good sign, but head first in the ring apron so hard that the ring has broken. And Mackie continuing the assault. It's not enough to keep bad mouthing an injured Looking Sharp, but now throttling him. Come on, Mackie. There's no need for this. It's just insult to injury. This. Would you expect anything less from Mackie?
Well, first things first, you're pleased to know that Looking Sharp has suffered no serious damage. He'll be alright with a bit of respite. Wow, what an end to that contest. Mackie gets the victory and breaks the ring in the process. That's crazy. I'm sure there'll be a rematch between these two coming up in the not too distant future. Perhaps our post-Christmas events, December 27th, 28th in Kinghorn and Broxburn respectively. Johnny Storm's coming back up. Who's he going to face? You'll find out by following us on all of our social media platforms. And of course by being there in person. And you can do that by buying tickets from our website, W3L Make sure you join us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and this very channel. One button click will get you every episode of Showdown when it goes live for you all to watch. Use the hashtag W3L Wrestling Showdown. Tell us who you think Johnny Storm should face, who you want to see compete in W3L at these post-Christmas events. Tell us what you thought of Mackie nearly killing Looking Sharp by breaking the ring. And then come back here in 7 days' time. There's a rumour that there's going to be some championship action. Who will be involved? What title will be on the line? You have to find out in 7 days right here on the W3L Network. So join me back then for more Wrestling Showdown.